Hi, I'm Dr. Jessie of Resonant Frequency Medicine. I'm a certified FSM practitioner, doctor of physical therapy. I wanted to put this video together because I've had a couple of people ask me recently, how do I explain what FSM is to my patients? What I tend to start with is that frequency-specific microcurrent lives up to its name. It's very specific. And what we're talking about is an electro-therapeutic modality. It just means that we're running electrical pulses through the body. And then the next thing people tend to ask is, am I going to feel it? Does it feel like electroshock therapy? That's a common misconception. FSM is subsensory. That means that you can't feel it. It's resonating at the optimal frequency, at the optimal pulsation rate or oscillation rate of your cells. Now, this part is hypothetical. We haven't scientifically proven this, but we've clinically validated this for many, many years. And it's this: every tissue, structure, organ in the body has an optimal resonant frequency. So this is the hypothesis that the entire basis of FSM works off of. So for example, your skin has a frequency that we call 355 hertz, your spinal cord, 10 hertz, your peripheral nerves, 396 hertz, liver, 35 hertz, kidneys, 23 hertz, and so on. And so we've got these optimal resonant frequencies that act as our target tissues. When we, as practitioners, program your customized protocols, we are dialing in, okay, what tissue are we focusing on for this treatment? But there's a part two. So there's also a condition frequency or an instruction frequency or a pathogen neutralizing frequency. So we have channel A and channel B. We're telling the frequencies where to go and what to do. So for example, when we give the frequency instruction of remove inflammation, 40 hertz, and we target the spinal cord, 10 hertz, we've paired 40 and 10, and that results pretty consistently and reliably in a reduction of pain, especially associated with cervical trauma, fibromyalgia, but other pain conditions too. And so then also when we apply 40 hertz to 396, the peripheral nerves will get a significant decrease in nerve pain. And the way that we pair these tissue and condition frequencies, there's almost infinite possibilities here. In FSM specifically, the frequencies go from 0 to 999.9. So there's 999.9 exponential potentials for how we pair these frequencies. FSM, in the famous words of Carol McMakin, who is the founder of Frequency-Specific Microcurrent, FSM never doesn't work. So it's really about how do we define and diagnose what the actual root cause of the problem is. And functional medicine made root cause medicine pretty famous. And what we're doing in frequency medicine is we're going potentially even deeper because we can, as I mentioned before, target the liver, the kidneys, the peripheral nerve, the vagus nerve, the spinal cord, the amygdala, the frontal lobe, and so on. There's a long list of frequency pairs that we can put together. So what this means is, hypothetically, we can treat almost anything in the body, although I have to be careful with claims because according to the FDA, frequency-specific microcurrent is classified as a TENS unit. And a TENS unit, some of you might be familiar with. It's a type of a treatment usually for pain that you'll get maybe at physical therapy or chiropractic, where they're bombarding your nerves until the nerves stop transmitting pain signals. And it's with milliamps versus microamps. So FSM, frequency-specific microcurrent, is 1,000 times less amperage, less strength, less input than a TENS unit. The TENS unit does not have those dual channel frequencies with the condition and the target tissue running through them. So in comparison, even though FSM is classified as TENS, TENS is non-specific bombardment of higher amperage current running through the body that you can feel. And sometimes you can have it cranked up such that your muscles tense and then they relax and tense and relax. That tetany is sometimes a goal of TENS therapy. Versus FSM, where sometimes I'll have somebody 40 minutes into a session and they're like, did you start the protocol yet? And I'm like, yeah, 40 minutes ago. And it's that subtle. And it's because it matches the optimal resonance of your tissues. Your body has an electrical current going through it all the time. Each cell and structure, we're familiar more with electrical potentials in the nervous system and in the muscular system, but every aspect of your body has electrical influence. And so we're matching, it's almost like we're reminding, we'll say the liver, for example, how to be at its optimal resonance. So maybe the liver is oscillating at a suboptimal resonance. We're sending the frequency to that liver and it starts to basically entrain it back to its optimal resonance. It's reminding the body's tissues what it's like to be at that ideal resonance. And it works within this resonance effect that you might think about when you pluck a guitar string that's tuned to A and all of the other A guitars in that guitar store start to also resonate at the same time. We're inputting a resonance into the body and then the rest of the system gets to remember and then start resonating with that optimal resonance. We also know that microcurrent alone, without the channel A, channel B instruction tissue frequencies programmed into it, just microcurrent alone increases ATP by 500%. Adenosine triphosphate, it's like the energy packet of the cell. It gives your cells up to 500% more energy to do their cellular function. And then when we stack the frequencies on top of just that microcurrent, we're getting very specific dialed in effects to these various organs, tissues, or structures in the body. This is truly the medicine of the future. We are making discoveries every day about what we can actually treat effectively with this. And the exciting part is mainstream medicine is starting to kind of do research from different perspectives around sound healing, frequency healing, electrical healing, and magnetic healing. So it's a very exciting time to be an FSM practitioner. There's a lot out there on frequency healing, resonance healing, and so on. So it's helpful when you find a practitioner who really specializes in this type of medicine and who has some experience and can really guide you through a treatment plan that is catered to your unique system. So in summary, FSM is a subsensory, don't feel it, electrotherapeutic modality operating on a dual channel, so there's a channel A and channel B, microcurrent delivery system to help the body remember how to be in its optimal state. We have research that shows it's effective at pain and inflammation, hypermobility spectrum disorder, fibrocystic breast tissue, back pain, neck pain, and the list is growing. So stay tuned if you want to learn more. I love to keep up with the research and the latest news on frequency medicine at resonantequus.com/blog. And if you look at the research section, there's tons more there you can dive into and learn more. Hope this was helpful. Be well.